Effect of ozone depletion on skin cancer cell mutations.
Why is it so hot today?
You're right. Why is it so hot, even though it's only 9 in the morning?
I wonder why, even though it's still morning, but the heat is really stinging on the skin, huh?
Research by the Meteorological Office for the UK's World Meteorological Organization or WMO, they said there was a growing change that the Earth was getting past 1.5 degrees Celsius as the threshold for rising Earth's average temperature. This shows that there will be an increase in degrees Celsius which will result in an increase in the average temperature on Earth. According to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change or IPCC, most of the increase in global average temperatures since the mid-20th century is most likely due to increased concentrations of greenhouse gases produced by human activities through the greenhouse effect. What's wrong with greenhouse gases?
The biggest problem was chlorine from a man-made compound called chlorofluorocarbons, or CFCs. On the ground, CFCs aren't harmful, but once they float up to the stratosphere, the sun breaks them down into chlorine. They bind with ozone to make oxygen and chlorine monoxide. Then, the loose oxygen atoms bump the chlorine atom out, freeing it to destroy more ozone molecules, and that causes a chain reaction.
The long lifetime of the chlorofluorocarbons is a big part of the problem. They live anywhere between 50 and 150 years in our atmosphere, so it means that every year that you use, what you used the year before is almost entirely still there, so it just builds up and builds up exponentially.
This causes what is known as the depletion of the ozone layer. With the depletion of the ozone layer, various problems arise with the entry of harmful UV rays that are not reflected by ozone. What is the impact of the leakage of ultraviolet radiation on us? There will be many impacts that we receive due to the depletion of the ozone layer. However, one of the impacts that will be discussed is skin cancer. Why skin cancer? Too often exposure to the sun can cause sunburn and eventually cause skin cancer. UV rays that escape from the ozone layer can penetrate the outer skin layer and enter into the deeper layers of the skin. Skin cells are very susceptible to DNA damage, which if too severe can lead to cell death. UV rays consist of UVA, UVB, and the most dangerous, UVC rays. However, UVC can still be absorbed by the atmosphere before it reaches the ground. Meanwhile, UVA and UVB can damage skin cells, especially those that are pale in color and have the potential to cause skin cancer. UV rays that can penetrate the outer skin layer and enter into the deeper layer of the skin cause the killing of skin cells and also damage the DNA in skin cells. DNA damage can cause changes in cells that make them grow and divide rapidly. This growth can then cause extra clumps of cells called tumors or lesions. The process of skin cancer starts from the presence of a specific gene called HMGA2 or high mobility group at hook 2, which appears when the skin is exposed to ultraviolet radiation. To reduce the risk of cancer, the way is to avoid exposure to ultraviolet radiation. But if someone has already had skin cancer, it should be noted that the white blood cells discussed earlier can actually be used to fight skin cancer with immunotherapy methods. Currently, one type of immunotherapy that has been widely used is a checkpoint inhibitor, one of which is anti-PD-1. The mechanism of action of anti-PD-1 is to prevent the death of T lymphocyte cells due to the process of destruction by cancer. PD-1 is part of the T cell's lymphocyte, which is in charge of inducing a program of cell death, in this case cancer cells. Unfortunately, this mechanism has been successfully replicated by certain cancer cells. Some cancers also develop PD-L1 and PD-L2 lesions on their surface, which can suppress T cell activity. Cancer cells are very smart. This is one way to hide themselves from the pursuit of the immune system.
Oh, no wonder the Earth is getting hotter.
Yup, it turns out that solar radiation are very dangerous if they are not reflected by the Earth's ozone layer.
I agree. Moreover, excessive solar radiation is dangerous and can trigger skin cancer cell mutations in our bodies.
Therefore, we must reduce the use of products that can cause greenhouse gases that can harm our Earth, especially freon-based gases found in refrigerants.